Bless her.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Adamology here on Elevated Voices on Believe Radio here in the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area. And on today, I have a wonderful guest who I actually have worked for. Goodness, but maybe it's been 10 years. Jesus, I, when I was a baby. Yeah, I was a baby. I've been anointed since the womb. Yeah, and so he is the pastor of the Berkeley Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church in the city of Berkeley, California. He is a teacher. I got experiences teaching. The man can teach. He is a preacher. He can walk back and forth and wear you out preaching. And I want you to introduce to some and present to others the pastor of Berkeley Mount Zion in Berkeley, California. Put your digital hands together for Pastor Brian Hunter. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm honored and glad to be here with you.
And so this is wonderful. And again, for those, I was the senior ministry director of worship at
Yes,
Berkeley Mount Zion.
yes.
And Berkeley Mount Zion has been in the Bay Area community going on 80 years.
80 years, and we are proud and excited about it, celebrating all year. So 80 years, been in that Berkeley community, just trying to do our best to serve God and just be a blessing to his people. 80 years.
And so for those who do not know the history, because I don't know all this. I know M.T. Thompson. But so I know you know some of the history of Berkeley Mount Zion. Can you share some of that history?
Well, I think it might be good for us to go back to the beginning. Uh, During World War II, there were many, many shipyard jobs that were just available. And so people came from the South, came from all over the nation just to get one of those good shipyard jobs. They're making uh, ships for the war. And so black folk came from the South en masse. And when they got here, there was so many that there was not really a place to house them all.
Mm.
And so as time went on, where what is now called University Village, that houses a lot of the graduate students from Cal Berkeley, there was once a housing project called Cordonesis Village that was there. And this was back in the 40s, 1945, 1946. And so a lot of the employees of the shipyard industry were housed at Cordonesis
Mm.
Village. And it was out of Cordonesis Village that the Berkeley Mount Zion Church was started in the living room of one of those housing projects right there, right down the street from our church, as a matter of fact, even now. And so 80 years ago, the church was started 1946 in a small living room, small home, and it has moved twice since then. So from that housing project to little house on Camellia Street, and from Camellia Street to where we are today on the corner of 8th and Camellia. And we have been putting in work for 80 years, and we are excited about it. And there are so many individuals who lived around the church in that housing project that remember the church at the beginning, the church in its baby embryonic stages. And so we're just glad and excited, and we've been celebrating all year.
Wow. Now you broke that thing all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I didn't know all that. I mean, you went back to before World War
Two.
II. Before World War II. Now that is very interesting because I had to do a lot of studying in college on that World War II era. But a lot of African Americans
Yes.
moved from the South and came
Yes.
directly to the Bay Area,
Directly. Yes.
directly to the Bay Area. And so with that, it's amazing to to learn that Berkeley Mount Zion actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think Berkeley Mount Zion is one of the oldest because Evergreen is 79.
Now let me give you the history on that. Well, uh, Berkeley Mount Zion is the second oldest Black Baptist church in the city of Berkeley. Now, some would say it was McGee, but believe it or not, when you study the history of McGee, McGee Avenue in Berkeley was a white church years ago.
Wow.
Yes, it was not an organic black church from its institution. And so the oldest Black Baptist church in Berkeley is Progressive, where Pastor Stuckey has been for a number of years. And then after Progressive, it would be Berkeley Mount Zion. So we are the second oldest Black Baptist church in the city of Berkeley.
Wait,
Yeah.
Reverend, are you dropping it? What? Because when you say progressive, I had a vision of Ephesians,
Yeah.
Church of God of Christ, which is right across
Right
the
across the
street.
street. Yes. Yes.
Because
Right across.
Ephesians is 100,
Right.
and so progressive was first,
Was first.
and
Yes.
then Berkeley Mount Zion was
Yes.
okay. Now this is Black
And
history.
again, we're talking about just in the city of Berkeley. And so when you talk about Evergreen and some other churches that might be in the Bay Area, Oakland vicinity, uh, I'm not sure if they might be older than Berkeley Mount Zion, but I do know that Berkeley Mount Zion is the second oldest church in the city of Berkeley.
Wow, I needed to know that. I need that's good stuff because this is good stuff because African Americans, the church, has been our place of refuge. The
Yes.
church has
Yes.
been our place of community. The church has been a place of souls getting
Absolutely.
saved. The church
Absolutely.
has been when people who were been abandoned, they come and pick up a family.
Yes.
And we call them aunties and uncles and
Yes.
cousins through the church. And so to know Berkeley Mount Zion has been having this system in place for 80
80
years.
years. Yes. Yes. 80 years.
80 years.
And it's just interesting that when you speak of just the history of the black church, when you really look at it, there are two dynamics that gave us hope, that gave us resilience, that gave us joy, gave us even a way just to let out some steam.
Hmm.
One of them was just the juke joints that we had on
I don't know what
Saturday
that is.
nights.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what the juke joint is.
At a juke joint where they dancing, they drinking, they laughing, playing cards, and just having a good time and being able to be with each other and say things that they could not say during the week. And that was one way that they let off steam. And but on Sunday morning,
Mhm.
we also came together and we were still able to dance and to shout and to let some steam off and just know that there is some resilience, there's some hope. And so Berkeley Mount Zion clearly is an extension of that. When you've talked about the aunties and the uncles,
Mhm.
uh, many of many of the greatest relationships that I've had, and a lot of people have not necessarily been with their biological brothers and sisters or
Yeah.
siblings, but oftentimes those strongest bonds are people that you meet in church. Lifelong friendships are formed because you meet people in church and you serve together, you work together, you cry together, you smile together, marrying, we're burying,
Mm.
anniversaries. And so the black church, just historically, there's nothing like the black church. There's nothing like the black church. And Berkeley Mount Zion is just another extension of just a long legacy of what the black church has meant to the black community. And I'm just honored that we continue that legacy.
Now, I would like to know, because I don't know this, how many locations has Berkeley Mount Zion have? I know the current location, and then you all have done a wonderful remodel on the current location. If you have not seen Berkeley from the outside to the inside, if you have not been
Yes.
to Berkeley Mount Zion, you need to go be nosy.
Yeah.
go be nosy and check out Berkeley Mount Zion. So how many locations has it been?
Actually, we've had three locations. So again, I mentioned we were in Cordonesis Village. That's where the church was started. And not too long after that, I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 3 years after it was instituted, we moved to, I believe it's 924 Camellia Street. Don't quote me on that address, but I do know it's Camellia Street, and it's literally walking distance from where the church is now. And so that was the second location. And then the third location, of course, is where the church stands today. The second location literally is in walking distance. One on our anniversary Sunday, we walked from that location to the current location, just as a walk of faith, celebrating just how far the Lord has brought the Berkeley Mount Zion Church. So three locations. The location that we worship in now, the original building literally was built by the deacons of the Berkeley Mount Zion Church. So
Deacons?
deacons with contractors, they built that church with their bare hands.
Oh, Reverend, see, this is where my generation we get in trouble
Yeah.
because we ain't building nothing with our
No,
hands like
no,
that.
no.
We ain't building nothing.
Mm-mm.
We build a taco.
Right.
We ain't building no buildings.
And I think that's just a testament of the kind of people that have gone before us, their commitment, and they were just adamant about making sure that there was a worship space, making sure that they didn't need to call in a whole lot of, other people, that they were willing to do the work themselves. So proud of that. But three locations church has moved through, and hopefully we'll be looking at another fourth location soon. We need more space to do ministry. We need more space to worship. I think the Berkeley Mount Zion Church is an eagle in a canary's cage, and we are in the
Mm.
process of looking for perhaps our fourth location.
Now you heard that first here on Believe Radio Bay Area. Now, Berkeley Mount Zion does have people. I mean, the kids, and you all really. It's time to expand. I mean, I'm a bishop. I'm with you.
Yeah, and I'm very, very proud of that. And I cannot explain why, after COVID, many churches, some of them folded.
Mm-hmm.
Many people chose to stay at home and to watch it online. And so I can't put my finger on why the Lord, in terms of the numbers, is just blessing the way He is. So bless, and just want to make sure that we do what is necessary to continue that momentum. I say to the Berkeley Mount Zion Church all the time that we're blessed because we have a broad demographic. We don't just have young people, we don't just have seniors, but we have seniors. We still have mothers who wear hats and they wear their white on first Sunday. We still got deacons who serve. All the way through to people who are still just now having children. And so as long as we can hear babies crying, as long as people are, bringing their 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 year olds, the church is in good shape. And so Lord has his hand on Berkeley Mount Zion, and I'm proud, anxious to see what the Lord will do with us and for us.
You know what? As I'm talking and listening, it's amazing about church growth because every church is not growing. Every church is not growing. And so, with that being said, I want you to share with us a little bit about the pastors that have been at Berkeley Mount Zion because, again, I know two. I know the late M.T. Thompson,
Sure.
and I know you. So that's all I know. So you have to sort of help me with that
Okay.
history.
Okay. Well, the founding pastor was a man by the name of Neil Peterson. He was the founder of the Berkeley Mount Zion Church. And I cannot, from memory, recite the pastor after him or the pastor after him. Dr. Thompson is of note because he served probably no, not probably, he served the longest out of all the pastors who had served the Berkeley Mount Zion Church. So he had pastored, and when a pastor, stays at a church long, he's able to establish his name, Berkeley Mount Zion, their name, the church established, known, and primarily M.T. Thompson was there during those uh, those years, and I am just honored to carry on the legacy of Berkeley Mount Zion. I want to make sure that we continue to make the people, many of whom we will never know, will never be called in a church history, but they sacrifice their uh, energy, they sacrifice commitment. And so we just want to make sure that we continue to stand on their shoulders and just make sure Berkeley Mount Zion continues to be uh, a shining light in the city of Berkeley.
Now, being a music guy, I have to do this. I have to
Okay.
do this because I got hipped to Berkeley Mount Zion besides M.T. Thompson,
Sure.
but by Tim Poston,
Sure. Sure.
who was the minister of music
Yes.
of Berkeley Mount Zion. I don't know how long.
It was a long time. He was there a long time. When I was a member there, I served while he was the minister of music before I pastored my first church. And he was there a long time. And what you probably know as well, just being a musician, that there was a time when musicians stayed at churches for a long
Long
time.
time.
If you had a musician, they're not, coming and going after a few years. They're not running after another dollar. They're going to stay, and they stayed a long time. And so Tim Poston was one of those musicians. And I have vivid memories of Tim and the choir and just the music that they would minister. It was something to see. It was something to see. And there was a substantial choir stand at Berkeley Mount Zion, and they filled it from end to end with choir members. It was back in the day when choirs wore robes,
Oh, oh.
where choirs marched in. Remember the days when choirs marched in every Sunday, and you
Everything.
had the director leading them in. And so those were some great great days, great times. That's how we had the moniker, the church where the Holy Ghost rules, because that choir would just lead us, and we would just watch what the Holy Ghost would do next. But Tim Poston was definitely one of the major long-standing musicians that Berkeley Mount Zion had.
Yeah, and I had to just say his name because he, for those who do not know, and you haven't seen Tim, God called him home,
Yes,
and so, but his name and his legacy, he does have an album and things like that.
yes.
So you can catch that. He's part of that Berkeley Mount Zion legacy. And with that being said, you have something special coming up.
We do have something special coming up. And as a matter of fact, we have been celebrating special all year. So, beginning in January, church celebrates 80 years. And so, January all the way to the end of this year, we will be celebrating those 80 years. And so, uh, we have a fantastic anniversary committee who have been working very, very hard to make sure that the anniversary speaks to our past, but also uh, preparing us for our future. And just proud of them that the events that they've prepared, the events that they've planned, have been phenomenal events so far. A couple of months ago, we went on a boat cruise. We cruised the Bay Area. It was an all
What?
white boat cruise, and we were dancing and eating together, having a great, great time. And so, looking forward, our next event will be August 24th.
August 24th. Okay.
Yes, yes, 24th. And it'll be at the world famous YOSHIS concert hall. I remember when I moved here that YOSHI's was a strictly jazz club. Some of the great greatest jazz musicians were at Yoshi's. Now they've expanded their genre, and so Berkeley Mount Zion will be added to the list of individuals who have graced the Yoshi stage. And so we're excited about that. We have local Bay Area artists that are coming from all over the area. The one and only Derek Hall will be the
Okay.
music director for that night. And so it's going to be a great time. I like to laugh. I love to go to comedy shows. And so during that night, we're going to laugh a little bit. Jay Lamont will be our
Okay.
comedian for that night.
Okay.
And our headliner, the one and only Michael Lampkin, will be with us on
Mm.
that night. And so we're looking forward to having a great, great night. And if you want to join us, tickets are still available. You can go visit our website and get tickets that way. Or if you want to come worship with us Sunday, you can get tickets right after we have a great worship experience. But it's going to be a great, great time out. And very rarely do you get to see, you know, church members coming out and just having a good time, especially at a place like Yoshi's. And so excited about that, and we will continue just to celebrate as the year goes on. So after Yoshi's, we'll have a few other things that we're going to do to celebrate and commemorate the 80 years that God has used the Berkeley Mount Zion Church.
I want to say this. We do have guests in the room with the First Lady. She is with us on today. And we have the 80th chair, chairman,
Sister LaQuisha.
Sister LaQuisha. And then, yeah, my sister, she over there. And so, and so she's over there. Hey,
Yeah.
Sister Days, how you? Hi, hi. And so, I think you all made history again because I don't think a church has taken over Yoshi's. People have rented it and done gospel concerts,
Yes.
but I don't know that if a church has taken over the facility to do a event. So I think Berkeley Mount Zion has made history again.
Well, you know what? As I think about that, you might be right. I can't think of a church that has uh, come to Yoshi's, sold it out. Yeah, there have been other gospel events and
Event.
gospel groups, but well, yeah. So we need to push that. That
Yeah,
we've made history
this is
as
history.
the first church to come into Yoshi's and have a great time.
And so, with that being said, this is an event that you don't want to miss. History is actually being
In
made,
the making, yes.
and so from comedy to gospel artists, and we all know Derek Hall. You know, Derek Hall's gonna make sure the music is right, and Yoshi has food, so you're gonna be eating. So make sure you have your stretchable pants,
Yeah.
so so you can eat. And so, how much are the tickets?
Well, tickets are $75 and they're still available. So if you want to go, they're still available $75. And when you think about that, the price of a regular Yoshi's ticket, if you are going to go see any other artist, that is around the price range. It may be even a little bit more. And guess what we do? We will pay to see that particular artist. And so if you come with us on that night, you're not only getting great, great entertainment and having a great time, you are also sowing into the life and the celebration of the Berkeley Mount Zion Church. So you are hitting two birds with one stone.
Listen, I'm going to try to get myself there.
You should. You don't have your ticket yet.
I don't
So
have my
before we
ticket
leave today, you
because
need
what had
to
happened, it was Sister Dates' fault. It was her fault.
you need
It's,
to get a ticket
it's
today. As
Sister
a
Day.
matter of fact, you need to
Sister
bring
Day.
someone.
Sister Dace's fault. It's all her fault. It's your fault for everything. It's her fault. And so
Yeah, you need to buy a ticket and bring a friend.
because I believe I think this is gonna be great, especially
Gonna be
history in
great.
the making.
Yes.
Yeah, and I probably do need to go so I can take footage
Yes.
and then put it on the
Absolutely.
radio station, showing the
Absolutely.
people to community that yeah,
Absolutely.
I think I just booked my own self there.
Yes.
Yeah, and so well, Reverend, thank you for hanging out with me on
Thank
today,
you. Thank you for having me.
and you all thank you all for tuning in to Elevated Voices here on Believe Radio. And I'm going to play this video promo of the Berkeley Mount Zion uh, gospel event at Yoshi's, and it has all the information on this promo video. Make sure you get all the details
Yeah.
and buy your ticket because you do not want to miss this. Thank you all again for joining me at Dr. Adamology here on Elevated Voices on Believe Radio.
For 80 years, Berkeley Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church has built a legacy of faith, love, and unforgettable memories. Now, it's time to celebrate. Join us at the iconic Yoshi's Oakland for an extraordinary evening featuring gospel recording artist Michael Lampkin, award-winning comedian Jay Lamont,
We're going to ask the ushers to lock those doors. You know, they will lock the doors at church. Lock the doors, don't let nobody out of here.
along with special performances by an incredible lineup of gifted artists. Under the musical direction of Derek Hall. Join us for an incredible night of celebration where music, laughter, and celebration come together for one unforgettable experience. General admission is just $75 during our anniversary special, and VIP tickets are available for $125. Gather your family and invite your friends. Let's celebrate this historic milestone. Celebrate love, legacy, and memories. Be part of the celebration. You won't want to miss it. We'll see you on August 24th.